Welcome into To Our Health with Carl Schmidt at the Herb Shop. And you know, we all, I think everybody is trying to get healthier. I honestly do think we are, finally. And you know, we've had so many discussions, all of us, you know, we can gain weight, and all of a sudden we think, whoa. So, I mean, nobody is free from that. So I wanted to talk a little bit about obesity and then the reports that just came out about diet, drinks, all of this diet stuff, everything you see. And I wanted to get your take on, number one, the obesity problem, and number two, all of this diet stuff.
Well, artificial sweeteners, it's amazing what can get approved as a food additive. And the current administration is definitely working hard to get more honest information to the public about ingredients in the food. One of the most common questions I get is, are supplements or things that I sell at the herb shop FDA approved?
Right.
Well, FDA approval really means a medication and a disease. So until somebody is a clinically diagnosable disease, is an FDA item, like a prescription, applied to that condition. When it comes to nutrition, it's just food in a more concentrated manner. It's not waiting for you to be clinically diagnosed with something. So it's a lifestyle or wellness product. It's not a disease management product. So it's maintenance. And when we look at artificial sweeteners, they all had their different problems through different clinical trials. Back to when Rumsfeld was involved and Fauci, some of the people that are known in history in different high-ranking health positions, the evidence was slanted based on economic performance more so than the actual truth. In some of the sweeteners, monkeys developed brain cancer, so they redid the studies and did a shorter time period. Some of them are known to cause cancers. There's all kinds of complications with these artificial sweeteners if taken long enough. And they're the smoking gun to a lot of different serious health problems. As a lifestyle, as a life management, it's best to develop taste sensations that don't need powerful sweetness and artificial sweeteners, whether it's sugar or honey or you know, more natural things like monk fruit. We need to adapt our taste buds to something that's not sweet. So as we do that, then our blood sugar and other factors are going to be more normalized. Insulin resistance is one of the leading things that's happening in America. And the standard of care, if you go to a doctor and have a physical, they may run an A1C, which is your average blood sugar for effectively the last 90 days through that test. What they're not running is your actual insulin level, and that's how much insulin it takes to accomplish that A1C. So if you don't know your insulin, you don't know really if you're insulin resistant. It's assumed if you have a sugar level A1C over 5.8 that you're diabetic, and then that diabetic medications are useful. But they don't tell you if you had to have 5 units of insulin to accomplish that, or 25 units of insulin, or 45. They don't really explain that. So a lot of people mismanage their diabetes because they don't know that insulin number. So I strongly recommend people be encouraged that they get their insulin values when they have blood work. It's not even on the form. The doctor has to write it in. That's how unaware people are. I mean, even the medical professional is unaware of the need to know the insulin value. But the artificial sweeteners there's toxic, they put a burden on the liver, and when you have that sweetness, even if there's no calories associated with it, your pancreas and your adrenal go through extra steps and different work and cause additional workload. And some theorize that it raises your cortisol levels, which increase your weight gain too. I've read articles where people who stopped drinking artificial sweeteners lost on average 15 pounds in a calendar year because of the way it affects their chemistry. So there's really nothing good about an artificial sweetener.
Let me ask you the final question, of course, on everybody's mind once you hear this, is what's the best, you've given us the best alternative, not to develop, you know, try not to have that sweet need and taste. But of everything that is a sweetener out there, what is the least evil? That's the best way I know how to put it.
Monk fruit's one of the best right now. Stevia, when we first opened our first supplement store, we could not say stevia was a sweetener alternative. The FDA banned us from saying stevia was sweet, even though it was very sweet. It wasn't until Coca-Cola and Pepsi did a joint venture and did a hybrid genetically modified plant of stevia, and then they put it into their products as a sweetener. Was it allowed to be called a sweetener?
Okay.
Other sweeteners are what's called sugar alcohols, xylitol, erythritol, maltitol, and those are not exactly sugar, but they have a sweet taste to them. And so many more baked items will have that, and some drinks will have that. Generally, a more alternative natural is organic cane sugar instead of white sugar or high fructose corn syrup.
Okay.
Many people, research identifies high fructose corn syrup because of the genetic modification, has its complications, and the acidity of the artificial sweetener or the manufactured sweetener is also an issue with the health of the body too.
I love that we educate. I love your knowledge, and Jack and I love passing that on. So thank you. Take care of yourself. Be responsible for your own health, and we'll be right back.